Look at that.
You like that? I heard you behind the scenes. You like
I
that?
did. I like
It's
that. I like,
kind of my little
I like
Kirk
those
Cousins
intro
right
stingers.
there. You know, you like that, Kirk Cousins.
You like that? You like that tech forum?
I hope people do, because this is where this is where it happens. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. The Technologist forum. We in the oh my gosh, this is week 4 of the month, right? So that means I got what am I gonna call them? Futurists and strategists.
Ooh.
Erica, every time you said, no, see, you put that out there in the street, so I'm going to use that right there. We got digital marketing, we got futurists and strategists. Erica and Chris, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Now it's working. Come on, tech troublemaker. It's always working, brother. This is what we do on a daily basis.
Roy in the house. What's up?
He's over there, probably doing too much. Probably using Comet or something. Probably not using a licensed official browser. Yeah, using some alpha software. But glad you're here, sir. Appreciate
running on Linux.
Hey, don't trip on Linux now. Me and Mr. Torvalon actually met a few times back in my old HP days.
Y'all are talking about futurists. I'm over here with my Commodore 64 and my tape drive, so don't get too futuristic.
How far are you flashing back? Remember the one before that? What was the one before that?
VIC 20. What do you like? Don't even you can't. You want to talk Amiga? Like, I've been coding since
you just
come on.
I don't know if there were more cool points that you could earn, but you definitely have earned them just for that.
Listen, it doesn't matter now because you don't need to know how to code. You just need to know how to vibe, right? You just need to open up something and just start typing, right? See how I segue? I'm just. I'm trying to keep us on the track, man.
Keep us on track. Bring this plane back around here. So, folks, here we go. I see everyone joining in. Appreciate everyone. We got Saeed from Germany. I was online with him earlier with Martin and Neil. So pleasure.
The facilitator is in the house. Yes, sir.
Bad man.
Yes, sir.
We got Gretchen here, so I can't use too many foul words. I want to make sure that I am on point.
Thank you, Gretchen, for keeping him in check. Thank you for that. Yes, we need that.
Darn like that. See, folks, you don't realize that's why we were half a minute, a little late. Stone over there was making fun of some of my new scenes I was trying to bring into the four-way here, and I decided to scrap all that because I was getting
it's
heckled.
all love. You know that. Like, busting chops, that's my love language, man. That's what that is.
All right, let's get into it, man. Appreciate this, folks. Again, we're gonna have a conversation. Feel free to jump in because it's all about you and all these creators, all these entrepreneurs, all these solopreneurs here in the world as well that are doing the thing. The future of this whole ecosystem, future of this industry, content creation. We know today it's AI. It's not even tomorrow. It's not even the future. Today it's AI in every form of the word that you can imagine. It used to be generative AI. It used to be just removing backgrounds. It used to be just making images. It used to be just very simple tasks. Now you can create whole programs. You can vibe code, as Chris was mentioning. I have a newsletter post that's going to actually publish tomorrow about vibe coding. So good segue.
You are such a tease, man.
Good segue, brother. That's my gosh. I'm glad you said that. So AI and authenticity, though, we've talked around that a little bit on some sessions, and I just want to get your feel of where AI fits into your everyday workflow, into you still being creative, and does it change how you're created when it comes to audio, video, content, talking to your community, writing newsletters, the whole thing, right? Is AI bad? Let's start there. Is AI a bad thing? We'll go ladies first. Erica, how about you?
I don't think it is. I like to say me and Chad are best friends. Chad has helped me out a lot. Like, I fancy myself a writer, and then I met Chad, and I just write more. I'll correct them sometimes, but still, Chad helps me a lot with that. And I feel like I can't do anything without a transcript now.
You on a first name basis with it too. It's like me and Chad, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's like your little brother.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so why is
me
that?
Me and Chad, it's me and Notebook LM.
Okay.
All right. So without getting into specific platforms first, I think Chris will dive into that. But I wonder, why have you gotten so comfortable so fast with that technology? Why have you turned over crown jewels? Why have you put so much um, confidence and, you know, why is that so much now part of your day to day workflow that you are kind of on that in that mindset? What has it done for you? Oh, Janet
I
Jackson,
love
what's it done for you
automation.
lately?
I love automation.
Mm,
And I've heard so much about burnout and go ahead and take a break. And I went ahead and taken a break and just felt terrible that I did not put out my work. But if I go ahead and set things up to automation, and chat helps me do that, if I go ahead and schedule it out, and then when I feel like I need to hurry up and do something to put something out and see that it's already done for me because that automation is set up for me,
mm,
it's a relief. I don't need to take a
Mm.
break. My work is done and scheduled out because chat has helped me do that. My scheduler helped me do that.
okay. Chris, what about you, man? Because
Yeah.
you still like to tinker. And I say that in all due respect, in a good way, right? You like to go
Yeah.
behind the scenes and roll up the sleeves, get your hands dirty. Your thoughts on this whole conversation?
Yeah, and I'm glad Erica brought up the fact that I think as creators, a lot of people will immediately think you're talking about AI, you're talking about generating images,
Yeah.
generating video, generating content that you're just kind of spreading out onto the internet. And I don't think we need more. I think we need better, right? And so I think there's still that need for us as creators and as humans to include our experience in that and to really be tactical about it because we're going to get more. I mean, it's incredible what we can do. We can say, here's this conversation that we had with whomever, or this podcast, and put it in, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, look at this smorgasbord of content that I have.
Mm,
But looking at it and saying what really serves people, and that is where I really want everyone to sort of focus on is, the only way that we're going to sort of rise above the noise, to use your term, James, and I love using it all the time, is to try to be excellent and to try to like look at this content and say, does this serve my audience, or am I just checking the box? Am I just saying,
mm,
okay, look, I now have Substack, I now have a LinkedIn presence, I now have this, that, and the other, but does your audience really want that? And I think you need to pause. I think everybody needs to pause and say, maybe I don't have a presence here because my audience isn't here and it isn't resonating there. So why do we turn on the fire hose onto all of these platforms, hoping that something's going to stick? And I think that's the key, because I think when we see all of these new things happen every single day, we're seeing this stuff just, here's 2.5, here's 6.0, here's this, and it does this, and it does this. And we think we're all behind. We're not. We're absolutely not. Right? If we still have a laser focus on who we want to serve,
yeah.
like you don't have that FOMO. You don't have that, oh gosh, how am I going to use Nano Banana now in what I'm doing? And how can I, oh gosh, this new platform launched. What should I be doing here? And like, just, does your audience want it? Do you have a use case for this stuff? And I think just, I do tinker, James, back to your question. I love to tinker, but I have a time block for it. So I take 20 minutes a day and I watch videos from tons of creators like Matt Wolf, who does a daily video on all the new things that have launched that particular week or that particular day. And I say, okay, that's cool. I'm never going to use that. Okay, that,
Mm,
I know that I'm never going to use it. Okay, that I can use for a client. That I have an idea for that, and I take 20 minutes. And I have a time. I set a timer and it's 20 minutes. At the end of 20 minutes, I'm done.
yeah.
I can't and so if I can't get something that's a practical use case in 20 minutes, then maybe I can't use it. The next day, I might use that same thing for the next 20 minutes if I really want to go down that rabbit hole. But I think there's so much stuff out there that we just have to understand that it has to be practical for us. It can't just be us like creating action figures and Yetis and all of these things that really aren't going to serve our audience.
But getting to that point, though, right? Getting to that point of being able to buffer time on your calendar to say, boom, this is all I'm gonna spend looking at the latest and greatest gadgets, the latest and greatest tools, platform services, whatever the case may be. How did you get to that point? Right? Because again, everyone wants to create content for their community. Everyone wants to everyone I think wants to do something different than what's already out there, right? We all want to do that
Sure.
and rise above the noise. We want to be
Yeah.
original. We want to be organic. We want to be entertaining. We want to do all of that stuff. But every time AppSumo sends out a message, every time Descript sends out a message, every time whomever, right? Google sends out the Nano Banana, and that's the real name, y'all. So y'all look that up. It's actually called that. Chris is not just making up stuff, but right, trying to keep up with the GPT-5s, trying to keep up with the Claudes, trying to keep up with the Perplexity AIs in the comments, right? And if we are educators, if we are consultants, it's kind of our due diligence. We have to kind of be in front of all that, right? So,
That's
so
right.
we can actually tell folks, I've looked at these other platforms, I've looked at these other solutions, and these are some ones that I recommend. But how do you, out of that 1,440 hours, minutes, Florence is going to kill me. 1,440 minutes in a day. Florence is going to still kill me. Out of that time frame that we have throughout the day, how do you narrow down and say only 20 minutes, only 30 minutes of that time am I going to use when I have a plethora of information coming out? I got to get off camera because I just blew the whole. That won't be a short in a couple of hours at all, or maybe it'll be a blue. There you go. See, get it right. Oh my gosh, get it right, sir.
Get it together. Get it together.
Got me all flustered here. I see the other comments; they're going to come. But Chris, answer that question if you don't mind, while I
It's
get my
not
stuff
easy.
together.
It really isn't easy, especially like here I am saying like don't have this FOMO for this, but I have it every single day. I think, oh, am I going to lose this client because they're going to say, "Hey, I don't need you because I have this that's AI," or this is a virtual assistant that I hired that I'm paying a tenth of what I pay you to do what you do. Those are real things that I think about. Okay. And a number of people who are solopreneurs think about that every single day. I think about it too. And so what I do is I know what I can affect, right? I know that like the artificial intelligence and everything that's going on, I can't control any of that stuff. The only thing I can control is be the best that I can be at doing this. And I can't stretch myself and learn everything there is to know about Claude and VO3 and the new Runway Aleph and all of those things, but I can test that out and give it a go and kind of say, hey, this works, and I know I can do this for my client. And then I can present that to my client and I can say, hey, I know we didn't have any B-roll for this, but now we do, right? Because I took this image from you and I pulled this over here, and now I created something that was using these things. It's a real use case scenario. It's not just a, oh gosh, let me cower in the corner while the water fills my basement and is coming up the stairs, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. That's just not in me. And so are we going to lose clients as solopreneurs? Yes, we're going to lose clients. Absolutely. Are we going to be replaced by some of these AI things? Yes, we are. Okay. I already am in some cases, but what I'm doing is not living in fear. What I'm doing is learning how to be better every single day. That's what I can control.
Yeah. That's a huge maturation. I got that word right. That's a huge maturation.
Dude, that's a lot of maturation. Okay.
In terms of your purpose, right? You've decided and you've come to that point of where I can't be the all to everything. I can't boil the ocean.
That's right.
I'm gonna be pretty good at A, B, and C, and then as D, E, and F comes along, I'm gonna learn about it. But I could be generalist as opposed to be a specialist. So that's a cool gem right there. I want to make sure that didn't just get glossed over as I try to rekindle some type of credibility on this show. Before I move on, because Sayed said something that kind of matched with what you were talking about, Eric. He says, if setting up an automation takes you longer than just doing the actual thing. Question. Your thoughts on
I'm
that?
always going to support automation. I've
Okay.
spent too much time setting up the actual thing, like minutes before, or even the day before. I want that automation already done for me. I mean, there's so much stuff you got to do in a day. I don't believe in time, and if it doesn't fit in my flow state, I'm most likely not going to do it. And it is such a relief when it's already done. So if you know you got shows for September and you need certain segments, go
Yeah.
ahead and set that up. Because when it comes to September and you see that it's already done for you, it's like, whew, right, that's done. One thing off my plate. I ain't got to worry about the whole month.
Well, I know what she
I
That's
said.
how
love
much
that.
I love
You know,
automation.
you know what I love about that, Erica, is you know, it's a military mindset. James, you feel this
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's the little victories, right? It's the little wins that add up, right? Success is
Mm.
about it's Jim Rome, right? That said this, is that it's the small victories that lead up to success. And so when you wake up in the morning, you make your bed, you get yourself ready, and then you start checking off the box. And everybody's like, I'm no good until I had 3 cups of coffee, right? But
I'm still
if I've
drinking.
got stuff that's sort of automated, right? And I'm like, oh, I did that. I like crafted that LinkedIn post last night and scheduled it. Or I'm using AI to create. There's something about that gives you that motivation. That's a part of it. And I think utilizing AI to create these SOPs, to create the scheduling, to do that, and then looking at it and like having a little moment of celebration to kind of say, hey, I didn't take all of this time to do this. I created these things,
Mm.
and now I feel motivated. And when you're ready to roll up the sleeves, when you're ready to create, when you're ready to pull up Final Cut and Descript and crank out your shorts or do whatever, you've got stuff that has already been done for you, or is doing things for you while you are focusing on the thing that you can create. And I think that's something that when people talk about AI and content creation, people don't talk about that. They don't talk about the scheduling and creating all of this kind of stuff. They talk about creating the images with audiogram, or creating this with runway, and the output. They don't talk about the structure, which is huge. Like it's completely underutilized and not talked about, that actual structure of creating that with AI.
I love that, and the fact that no, we're talking at a grandiose. God, another big word. We're talking about it at kind of at a large scale, from our world again, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and digital creators. But I mean, just everyday use cases as well. Because I like what Gretchen was said. She used AI just to plot out an upcoming drive and camping trip for her and her family. So
Awesome.
leveraging the tools, leveraging the technology. I guess I want to make sure that you two amazing people right here on the panel, the co-hosts, make folks feel comfortable that it's okay to use this technology. That it's not cutting a corner and it's not cheating. As long as you put something in it, as long as you put your own flair in, long as you don't just take the output that comes from whatever that LLM. Right. I guess that's what I want folks to realize and understand, that there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of these tools, processes, and these language models, because we always talk about eliminating steps within workflows,
Yes.
time. We always talk about being more efficient with use of our time. And I'm not going to try to do it again. Y'all know what it is, how many minutes are in a day. As Florence Donald, she's in the comments. I'm not going to do it again. But it's a good thing. It's actually a smart thing. And it's actually a detriment to you as a business owner, you as a content creator trying to level up if you don't use
Mm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Strick, I see your brother in the building. He's probably still in
What's up,
Hawaii though.
Strick?
He travels more than I do. I'm rocking Hawaii. Hey, Strick, see this right here? Pro Hawaii cameras.
Yeah, I just want
Squirrel
to
moment.
encourage people, James, to dovetail on that. I just want to encourage people that more is not better. Okay. I think a lot of times, like, we just feel like we just gotta, like, oh, I gotta do more. I gotta do more. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. You don't gotta do more. You gotta be better at what works for who you're trying to serve. And so, now I can do a daily LinkedIn post. Now I can do I can post on YouTube 3 times a day. I can do. Is that what is that really what your audience wants? Is that really going to serve and so it's too spray. It's like we want to get more tactical about this and we want to get smarter about it. And so it really is taking this huge pile of stuff that you're going to get from all of these large language models, that you're going to get from all of these programs, and you're going to be able to really discern and take that. You're still ahead of the game, like what you were from last year. Like people don't realize that. Like in a year's time, you have so much more content that's available to you from one podcast or one, whatever that you did, video, whatever. Like, just still chill out. You don't have to go and just, now I have 48 things I can post a day. Like, stop that. Like, you have to, like, you're just going to stand in line with everybody else in front of you. You have to be tactical about it. Really go in, really, kind of massage these shorts like James does. Like, don't just give what Opus gives you, right? Just, you know what? That doesn't work for me. I want to pull in this. I want to match that hex code. I want to be excellent for this because my audience needs to hear what Tall Boy said right here. And I'm going to pull that in here, and I'm going to be tactical about that. That's what serves your audience. You know what serves your audience. Your AI, you can train it. You can, do all those things, but inevitably you still have to go in and massage it a little bit. You still got to, nip and tuck a little bit. Be a little more, be a surgeon, right? Don't just rubber stamp this
Going
stuff.
with the scalpel, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let me do this, Eric, because I'll forget. I'm an old guy, right? And things fall out of my head. You've seen that, you know that. You hinted at this, Chris. So Eric, I want you to answer this as well. Don't have to always create. Don't always have to spray stuff across the wall. The catalog of content that everybody watching and listening right now has is probably, when was the pandemic? When did we really start kind of doing this? So we've probably, a lot of folks probably have 5 years of gold. Just sitting somewhere on a Synology, somewhere on a Drobo. I definitely dated myself. Nobody uses Drobo.
Would you say
anymore.
Drobo?
Drobo?
What is a Drobo? What is that, like a zip drive? What are you talking about? What is a Drobo?
An iOmega or something like that, right? That's for you, Roy.
About Drobos.
There you go.
I don't know what that is.
You get it, right? We've got a large catalog of content, and going back through that content, massaging it, because our community has probably changed in that 5 years or in that period of time, and crafting it in such a way, not just putting it into one of these tools and let it spit out 30 or so shorts with a ranking that an algorithm thinks is going to be good, but actually being intentional about what you put out. So I just wanted to hit on that as well, because again, a lot of us have a ton of content that's already out there that we should probably just go ahead and reach back into those archives and say, hey, my community is still on the same path. I can still bring value with something that I did back in 2021, 2022, those kinds of things. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, JP High-Tech is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, JP High-Tech is
Somebody hit that horn.
The building. Where my triggers at? Where my sound effects?
Damn, son.
Okay.
Okay. Let me throw this out there.
Come on.
Missinglettr. I love Missinglettr because I have my blogs, I have my videos, I have my shorts, and I have my master classes. They're all set up on this platform. So what I like about Missinglettr, each thing, what I have is scheduled to go out 9 times each per year. I have email. So whatever's on my YouTube channel, yay for RSS feeds, really simple syndication, it will go out every Wednesday at 10 because I have scheduled it to go out. And as long as something is on my YouTube channel, it's going to go out. I have Medium. So Medium is also hooked up to Missinglettr. It will go out 9 times each throughout the year. Medium's also hooked up to my LinkedIn company page. And as long as I have something on Medium, it's going to come out through LinkedIn. And LinkedIn will also attach itself to Twitter. And if I ask it, it will go to Facebook, my personal page. So I really love schedules, and schedules can do a lot for you. And all you got to do is set it up.
The fact that you said Twitter, not X, just gives you some extra cool
It's
points
still gonna be Twitter.
in my world. So shouts out to you on that. Let me ask about. I wasn't necessarily going to go into platforms, but you mentioned Missinglettr. Missinglettr is actually something that's really cool that I'm not sure that a lot of folks are aware of or have seen it before and haven't taken another look at it, since it's kind of a legacy platform. Talk a little bit about the ability that it offers of automatically growing, automatically publishing, and turning a single piece of content into multiple pieces of content. Talk a little bit about that, because that's again taking steps out of the workflow. Missinglettr kind of allows you to do that.
Yeah, all you need to do is set it up. Let's say I wrote that Medium blog post. I put it on Missinglettr, and it asked me if I like the post that it sets up. I pick out 9 pictures. I pick out the quotes. I get to adjust the pictures, the quotes. I get to upload the pictures if I wanted to. I get to write the quotes. Just set it up, and it'll go out 9 times. Or if you want it to do a 2-week blast, but I like the longer it goes out. I hope that was a good explanation.
No,
But I
definitely.
can also use it as a scheduler instead of just having that do it by itself.
That's it
The
right there.
automation.
That's
I
the
can
part
use
right
the
there.
schedule.
That's what I wanted you to say, the scheduling piece, right? Because again, we're
Mhm.
trying to leverage all the time, and we're trying to follow the sun, right? And trying to listen, we got to reach. We're all U.S. based here, but there's a whole other planet out there, and if you're not reaching the folks that are across the globe,
That's right.
you're missing out. That's been one of the secrets to some of my success, or whatever you want to call it, is just being attentive to the globe. I'll say that. I'll put a link in the description to it because it's spelled Lettr, and I'll put that after we're done. Chris, what about you, man? Let's keep going down
Yeah,
that path.
I love the attentive to the globe thing, and I think what a lot of people are just forgetting, and the dark horse, which I can't believe is a dark horse at this point, is your audio podcast. And so, Erica brought up RSS, and so this conversation that we're having here, any conversation you're having as a live stream, if you're using language that isn't as you see here language is what I call it. So you're not saying, oh, look here. Oh, look here. Oh, look here. Right. You're trying to like communicate and be descriptive, imagining someone is closing their eyes. Like you have this technologist forum, and James Hicks, shout out to James Hicks for making just a beautiful looking live stream here with Ecamm. But if someone were to close their eyes, there's a ton of people watching right now, quote unquote watching, but they've got their screen to the side. They maybe have their phone on where they've got the show and they're kind of listening, but they've got something else on their screen. They're multitasking. Not everybody's really leaning in and can read what it says on my shirt right now, right? But they can hear what I'm saying. And so an audio podcast is something where it is a much more intimate platform. And so you have someone that is 12 minutes with a commute to their office, or they're out running, or they're whatever, they're running with their dog, or they're whatever they're doing. It is much more intimate. You're in the center of their brain for X amount of minutes, and you can create this community of people with your audio podcast across the globe in 168 different countries. And we are, obviously YouTube and, Google, who owns YouTube. This is a fantastic search engine for a lot of people. But you have to understand that there is a lot of people. There are millions and millions and millions of people that do nothing but listen to audio podcasts. And that is something that is a huge miss for a ton of creators. I talk to them every single week. I have a call with someone, and they're talking about launching a podcast, and the audio is an afterthought. It should not be your afterthought. Your audio should be your first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your video will be a part of it. Absolutely. And I'm not saying video is less important. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that if this were a podcast where you couldn't hear and understand me clearly, people are gone.
Yeah.
And when this, can be transfer it into an audio podcast, and you don't do that, you are cutting off a huge portion of potential listeners and followers and subscribers for you.
I mean, it's just like SMS and text. It's just like, again, being able to reach people where they are. Strick is saying he's watching and working, right? So, I mean, he's probably 10% watching us, but he's listening.
Sure.
And if you sounded
crazy, and you're hurting my feelings a little bit, Strick. I mean, you should be staring into my eyeballs right now.
There we go. There we go. The man is busy. Again, he's probably on the islands right now. He's got a Mai Tai.
Too busy for us? Too busy for us? Come on.
He's trying to figure, should he order the Miami Vice too? He's busy. He's busy. those are resort drinks,
that's
folks.
Awesome.
Y'all better recognize. Let me do this. I mean, that's good stuff. So I want to come back to that because the original title of this session, Erica Bates brought it up, was AI and audio and authenticity. I pulled that out because I knew we'd eventually get to the discussion of importance of audio. So I'm glad we did that. So it's almost like it was all planned some kind of ways, my master plan. We talked a little bit about, I don't want these comments to go away. Florence brought up a question about using canned responses from AI, because we've talked about being authentic with that as well. And I do want to bring that on so we can, maybe Eric, I'll have you talk about that. Using canned responses from platforms like School with built-in autoresponders. What are your thoughts on that?
I have seen those. I've used them, but I always make my own edits. I can't just let it go by itself. So as far as it goes out by itself, no, I don't like those. But I like it that it gives me an idea that I can tweak.
Yeah. Okay. So again, back to the part of being yourself, being original, not just taking what's given to you 100% of the time and putting that out to your community. And you can't fake it as well, right? Folks know we have that 6th, 7th sense. My wife, my mother, they have a 6th sense. I think folks that are in this ecosystem, y'all shouts out to yourselves, right? The folks that actually create video, create content, we can tell when something is mailed in.
Yeah.
Right. We can tell when you just threw something up and you didn't put the effort in. You didn't actually. Chris knows I know my hex codes by heart, so that's why you mentioned about hex codes. When all of those nuances of a production aren't in place. Yeah, that's probably the 2nd or 3rd most important thing. But make sure that you're hearing in the content and the engagement with the folks in the audience and the engagement with the co-host. That's the most important thing. But visually appealing is an important thing too. I know folks don't want to look at my face, but still, that's why I go off camera a lot. But you still got to have those aspects of the production in place. Speaking of production, again, another side moment. We got Miss Anna Hill in the building. If you need professional headshots, my gosh, I've seen the work that she does.
Winners. We got winners in the chat, James. Where did you pay these people? Come on. What is this?
This is what we do. This is what we do. Anna, put your link in the chat there so folks can go get these headshots, and so I can get my little my affiliate money.
We got Gabe Leal is in the house.
Goodness.
Jeez,
my goodness.
All the superstars are joining.
But see, okay, you notice where they're coming from, though. All right, so here's a pivot. I've been trying to leave all platforms that are Mark Zuckerberg. Me and Zuckerberg don't get along, but these winners, these folks are coming in off of Facebook. Only reason I still stream on Facebook is because my mom is there, and she hasn't figured out YouTube yet. So I'm being a good son. Mom. Shouts out to Mama, right? She's probably at work right now though. But instead of saying
replay,
no, she won't. No, she won't. So I want to go back to that though, right? Saying and spraying and putting out future of content creation. Yeah, platform number 1, platform number 2 is definitely YouTube, right? But again, reaching audiences where they are. Both of you kind of get it. Let's talk about that a little bit. The fact that I am streaming on Facebook, the fact that I am streaming on Substack right now, and that we are on Twitter as well. I have my reasons. I have my rationale for all of those. I just gave you the one for Facebook, but your thoughts on going to multi-platforms, and if you see more value, if you see more of a burden in terms of doing that, and you in the audience chime in as well.
So I used to try to be.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I used to try to be everywhere. And then I thought, because, sorry, I tried to be everywhere because I thought somebody would find me somewhere. But then I
Mm.
thought I could ask chat based on our past conversations. Where would you say my target audience of SaaS founders in a Series B funding round would most likely find my content? So chat said LinkedIn, Twitter. So I went to LinkedIn search. I typed in SaaS founders. I asked about 10 people, is this true? And some of them did write back to me and said yes. Did the same thing with Twitter, said yes. So I know that my content is going to the right place. So,
Chris, before you answer, Erica, give the 35,000-foot level definition of what is your content, right? Give the kind of that high level pitch. Tell folks what it is that you do, what you provide.
it's a digital transformation with a focus on virtual events. So we use virtual events to make your marketing for everything else. We take that event, we run ads with it, we show your product, we show what you can do with that.
Gangster. Y'all,
Oh,
y'all see, I just want folks to, I put you out there on the spot, but again, everyone knows their elevator pitch. But the fact that that's gangster right there. So these are the kind of co-hosts that we have on the Technologist Forum, folks. We all know what Dr. Stone does. He's a bad man.
No, we
But
don't.
I wanted folks to
No,
know
we
what they.
don't.
Well, go ahead with
No,
it. The floor is
I
yours,
don't know
brother.
what I do.
The
So
floor
no.
is yours, man.
No, so I think when it comes to multi-streaming on multiple platforms, I think initially if somebody's just starting, yeah, go in as many places as possible because you might not know where your audience is. And you might think your audience is not on TikTok or your audience is not on Facebook or your audience or you like a certain platform and you don't like other platforms. The audience you serve may be on these platforms. You are not really going to know until you start testing these platforms and give it a good sample size. Like, don't go live once and go, nobody showed up on TikTok. The TikTok is not a good thing for me or whatever. Like, but you have a general sense of who your audience is, who your avatar is, who the person you want to serve is, like where they spend their time. You should have if you're a content creator, you should know who you're talking to, what their problems are, what keeps them up at night, where they go on social media, where they go to watch stuff. Chances are everyone goes to YouTube. It just is. It just, and so you should have that presence on YouTube, and that's going to help get you some SEO juice and all of that. But you have to understand that you are doing this like as humans with let's bring it back to AI and all the stuff that we were talking about before. As humans, we are wanting to be a part of a community, right?
Yeah.
And so when we go live, there's tons of people here in the chat. You have the smartest group of people here in the Technologist Forum, James. This is amazing. Billy Thorpe is now in the house.
Billy Thorpe is in the
So
building, ladies and gentlemen.
so these are like intelligent, high level people, right? That are in here, but they're chatting with each other. You see this? Gabe's talking to Anna. People are like having conversations. This is a community, ladies and gentlemen, right? So you can do this on YouTube. There are other platforms. You just can't do this, right? And so you have to understand how these platforms kind of work. So if you're just going to jump out and go into 8 different places when you do these live streams or you're going to post these things, you have to understand like you need to create a safe place for people to be able to have conversations with each other, to ask you questions, have them be shown, like Doug Lehman is being shown here on the screen. And that community is why people are here.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing. We're trying to serve them with this stuff. These people are trying to build communities of their own. And so that's really the sole purpose, I think. And it varies by you, right? So you should have an understanding. I mean, I have clients that I serve. Their communities are not my communities, right? So but I understand how they should operate. Like, hey, guys, your YouTube channel is here. Your Facebook channel is like huge. So we have to focus on here, and we have to create a place where people can chat and all those kinds of things. That's where you do it. And then eventually you go, you know what? I don't need to be going live on Twitch. I don't need to be going live on TikTok or whatever those things are. Let's focus down and create a place where you have these people that feel safe, that feel comfortable, and you create that community.
I love that. I love it. And that makes it, that's a lot of the method behind the madness, right? And Syed is talking about, yeah, we're not just on multiple platforms on my side, we're also on multiple YouTube channels and other locations for the co-hosts as well. And they all had the option of doing that, right?
Yep.
Again, by turning on this stream to their particular community, each of the co-hosts, for not just this week but for the other weeks as well, they're opening themselves to a vulnerable event, right? Because if it doesn't jive and if it doesn't match with their particular community and their particular message, they're not going to pair their channels to this particular conversation. But they have faith and trust that I'm gonna say some crazy jokes, I'm gonna misspell some things, I'm gonna say whatever, but it's gonna
try to do live math.
Right, I can't do that, right? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna enlighten, entertain, and educate. Right? If you ask me what my elevator pitch is, that's what it is: to enlighten, entertain, and educate, and provide content that is relevant to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and digital creators. That's what I do. That's the elevator pitch. So appreciate you for doing that. Appreciate Syed for actually bringing that up and being the fact that you subscribed to our channels too. I know you were on Chris's channel, but listen, we try to break some numbers over here. So if you can come on over, stay over there, but come over here
James
too.
Trying to poach. James trying to poach, man.
I'm trying to get to a certain number by my birthday. My birthday's in October, so I'm trying to get to a certain number. Numbers don't matter, but it would
shout out
nice.
to like James. Let's show, like there's a lot of subscribers. Like, man, I don't know, man, you got a little tsunami happening here.
Right.
Man.
Hey,
congratulations, man.
The truth, brother. I appreciate it. We do this together. There's no I here. It's all E. Huh? That's no good.
I noticed those numbers started going up when you started having me on the tech forum. But
ladies and gentlemen,
like, listen, I mean, here's my Venmo. I'm going to text you my Venmo.
Both of them. Darkly melanated man is highly blushing here. Okay, let's stop here. No poaching. Okay, Team Chris. There it is.
That's my man, Saeed.
Can't buy a subscriber around here. Can't buy a subscriber. October 28th, sir. October 28th. So trying to get to a specific number by that day. We'll see what we can do, God willing. Questions from the audience, questions from the community. Again, streaming on a lot of channels. I see a lot of questions coming in. Want to make sure that we got to them. Billy is saying, oftentimes I'll find something on Facebook and go to YouTube because I see comments from friends over there versus Facebook.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of the reasons why I still am doing it right now over on Facebook, because the conversation that's happening behind the scenes, got some more folks here who are on Facebook because it's after hours. They're logging off right from work stuff, and they're logging on to Facebook to see what their friends and family and colleagues are doing. Boom, we showed up within their timeline, so they're joining the conversation. That's valuable because these folks are busy, and when we can grab them, not everyone can join live. We all know that, right? We're not going to get everybody that we want to always join us live. So there's going to be the replay, or if we can get you where you're at, that's a win, right? If we can get you where you're at and it actually resonates with something that is happening in your life at that particular time point, if we actually meet you where you need to be, and we have this kind of conversation, and you as creators need to hear this message, you're going to take it back and you're going to go implement something. You're going to go check out Missinglettr. You're going to go check out Descript. You're going to go use the Nano Banana. I can't even say it with a straight face.
I don't. Like that was the word that they used when when it was in beta, but it's not. It's no longer that. Like if somebody were to, like actually, if you go to nanobanana.ai, don't. But it's not that.
I don't
right?
sound like I want to do that anyway. Yeah.
So it's now a part of Google and Gemini. But
okay, yeah.
And I think the other thing too that we realize, and those that are creators, there's a ton of creators here that go live that are in the chat, and I'm seeing a ton of them. Billy, Anna, Gabe, like all of these folks. So when someone put something in the chat, like Florence is right here, or anybody that's doing this, and Florence is a comfortable content creator, but all of a sudden you'll see sort of like a new person that all of a sudden chimes in and puts something in and asks something. Well, what about this? What about that? What do you think about this? Imagine the guts that it takes for them. Like, we have this curse of knowledge that we've just have been doing live streaming for however long, and we'll just join Billy Thorpe's live stream, or we'll join Anna Gill's live stream, and we'll just chime in and say hello and whatever. But there are some people that are out there that are watching you. They're constantly watching you, and they're learning from you, and they don't have the guts to finally say something. And then when they finally say something, like, you as a content creator, when you pop them onto the screen and you recognize that person and you talk about that person, you answer their question, you solve their problems, you have no idea just how much that means to someone. And it might not mean anything, right? And a ton of us have trolls and all kinds of stuff that happen in live streams. But like, I think that is a completely undervalued thing. And as content creators, we need to be highlighting that and saying, hey, maybe this is a question that thousands of more people have that just don't have the guts to ask. And so I need to do a video related to that question. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm grinning like a proud uncle, only for the fact that the co-hosts know that, I'll give them like 70 to 80% of kind of the story of what we're going to talk about. And, here's the high level, and no real run of show on purpose, because I want the dialogue and I want it to be off the cuff and I want it to be ad lib. But what you just said just now, future content creation, AI versus authenticity, that piece that right there brought it back home, right? The dialogue, the conversation, bringing up everyone's comments, having the dialogue behind the scenes, us engaging, I hope making folks feel comfortable to actually ask questions and to engage and to interact. You can't fake that, and you can't put that into a Claude. You can't put that into an open AI platform or a Magi or whomever the case you're using. You actually have to show up. Go ahead, Erica.
Yes,
I was on a high horse, and I was on my soapbox. Go ahead, child. I ain't mad at you. Debate. Let's debate, and then we'll bring up ask questions.
My work wouldn't get done without transcript. So let's say we're going to finish this conversation tonight. Take the transcript, go to chat. Hey, chat, I just had this conversation with James and Chris. I need a blog post that I'm going to use on LinkedIn and Facebook. Would you help me? Chat gives me that. I make my edits. It's posted.
But that's asynchronous, though. But this is synchronous. This is happening right now. I hear you, and I agree. You can reach one, reach many. You can still reach other folks, but you can't have. You probably could. You can't have an algorithm that's answering input and inquiries in the chat right now for you. Yeah, I got bots that are running saying, hey, go check out the merch store. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff. But you can tell that those are coming from a bot. But the ad lib, the jazz hands, y'all know I talk with my hands, so the jazz hands. I mean, that piece right there, I can't get VO3 to do that.
They'll add an extra finger or two.
It'll
do the jazz hands. Yeah.
I can't with you. I hear what you're saying, Erica, but again, and that makes sense as well. But I think there's value in that as well. Yeah. But the human engagement, the human interaction, that piece cannot go away. That's why live streaming is so important. Yeah, we still need to do videos as well, recorded videos, because being concise and you're at the 8 to 14 minutes or whatever, a algorithm, whatever tells you to do, that matters and that makes sense for snackable types of snackable bite-sized types of content. But 45 minutes to 60 minutes of live engagement, live interaction, Gabe looking at Chris's background and wanting to have that, right? Just all of this stuff that's going down. You can't.
Listen, I'm going to play Sweden in this, and I'm going to say that there's room for both.
I thought it was Switzerland.
Right?
Yeah.
So we talk about like interacting live with people and solving people's problems live and putting them up on the screen, and that dopamine, that all of that kind of stuff works. But what Erica's talking about is key. Like, we can't just do a live video and let it sit on the digital shelf. and
Mm-hmm.
just hope somebody's going to watch the video and like feel, here we are 51 minutes into the live stream. Who is really in at this point, right? On a replay, right? So you have to you have to tactically look at this piece of content that may be an hour long and say, here's a way to draw people in because of what we talked about. And I think things like blog posts, things like social media, reels, and all of those things drive people back. And so I think there's room for both, James. I'm not trying to play nice. I'm not trying to say, hey, you two, like, stop fighting. Like we can, like, can we all just get along?
I'm not
No,
going
but
to say
I
get
think
rid of
there's
the
room for
live.
both.
You think so?
Never.
No.
But after the live, the party's not going to stop. The party's going to be turned into that blog post. It's going to be turned into that podcast.
Yes,
it's going to be turned into
go.
an AI audio recap.
Yeah.
Bam.
There you go. Okay. So there you go. There's kind of the peeling back the onion right there. We got a question coming in. I love that piece right there. And we can't start over, child. Lord have mercy. Just because you stuck in traffic. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're trying to start over because
she said she wanted us to start over, but you're going to have to hit that replay. You're going to have to hit that replay. I'm sorry, but welcome. Glad you're here, my friend. Glad you're here.
Let me feed in the transcript and give you a summary to this point real quick.
Let's see what we can do for you. Question coming in here. So if we had to guess, how much do we spend for all of our AI tool subscriptions per month? Erica, what about you?
Nothing. I talked to Noah, and he says he didn't need my money anymore, and I need to use what I have. And he was like the 5th person to tell me that. So this year and last year, I really put in an effort. I did buy one thing, but I really put in an effort into using what I have. And to my astonishment, the tools I have added new stuff. So I'm really focusing on what I have and making the best of what I've already have. So nothing right now.
Okay. And to not to make assumptions, she mentioned Noah. She's talking about AppSumo. So lifetime deals on AppSumo. Okay.
That's right.
Mr. Stone, what about you? Again, but you notice how, first of all, she first name basis with everybody. Erica, listen.
Yeah.
Me and Noah.
Like, who are you talking to Noah?
Yeah,
you building an ark? Like, what are we talking?
For a minute, I had to think about it. Wait a minute, Noah. Okay, yeah. She flexing like that. Me and Noah, okay. Y'all on Slack and everything together? Y'all got some DMs? Okay.
Listen, I didn't know that I had to do some math, especially math as related to my finances. But I will say this. There are very few programs that I use the free plan for. And I think, and the reason is because the free stuff works if you want to test it out and kind of figure out if it works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, then whatever. I never pay for a year-long subscription, even though it's like, hey, you're getting 2 months free or whatever, because if I find out after 3 months I'm not using this thing, I'm canceling it. So there's really not for me to say, oh, I spend $200 a month or I spend $600. There's really not a number. I subscribe to Magi, which is magi.co, which is spelled MAGAI. There's also other programs that do this, like Poe and Merlin, which I know, James, you use as well. And they're aggregators. So you pay one fee, you pay $40 and you get all of them. And it's not like a light version of all of these things. You get the full version of everything. Claude, all the models, all the large language models, all the video models, everything. So what this allows me to do is to say, okay, I like to use Claude for doing my social stuff because the written stuff is better. It's also better for coding if I want to use any sort of coding things. But it also allows me to use some of the video models, but the other thing too is like, if I'm going to use it, so like Kling is a video model, and so with Magi, if I'm using Kling a bunch of times, I go over my credits. So I just went ahead and subscribed to Kling. It's something that I subscribe to. I subscribe to Runway because I use this for my clients, and Magi is just not enough for me to be able to do this, the video stuff. Now, at any point in time, if I lose those clients or I don't have a use for the video stuff, I cancel the subscriptions. And I keep an eye on that. That where they get you is you have to understand, like, if you're not using enough of this stuff, just cancel this stuff. Like, don't just go month to month with all these things, and don't let them get you with the sticker shock 3 months later and you realize you've paid, $400 for air. And so I don't know if that answers the question, Saeed, but generally if I'm guessing, it's anywhere from $200 to $300 a month.
Yeah. I'm about the same. And actually
Pays for
trickling down.
itself. Pays
There
for
it is right
itself.
there.
That's I never pay for anything that I don't know that I've got client work that it's being applied to, that it pays for itself.
That right there is the cheat code, right? That right there is a cheat code, because I have about the same amount of expenditures. It's actually coming down because I'm getting more capable in some of the other tools that I have, so I don't need to have so many. And I have some early LTDs, lifetime deals, that are actually becoming more capable now. So, but I won't buy anything new, and I also won't buy anything on annual subscription. So again, that's another gem that Chris dropped.
Yeah.
But if there's not revenue coming in to offset it, because Mama looks at the debits and credits too, and I got to make sure that what was coming in is just at least a little bit more than what's going out. But that's just smart business. And I know some folks may be creating content more just because they want to, and it's fun and just as a hobby. But when you flip that switch and you put that business cap on, you really have to be cognizant of, again, and I know I'm talking to the choir here. You just have to be cognizant, though, of what's going in, what's coming out, all of that thing. And if it don't make dollars, somebody say
it don't make sense.
Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen,
I mean, check this out.
This is my audience right here, boy. These is my people. I didn't even have to.
Wait, James,
okay, I'm sorry.
I paid for Zoom. I stopped paying for Zoom because I had all of these lifetime deals. I had Meet Hour, I had Meeting. I wasn't using them. Yeah. I need to stop paying for stuff and use what I have. Yeah. I talked to the creators of Brilliant Directories. I cried. I'm like, I really want this. I need it for $300. He's like, no. It came back on the app Sumo. I got it for $269. I'm like, yes. Never used it. It's been 3 years now. Yeah. I got to use what I have.
We didn't mess around. We having an intervention here. See, we opening up people's ledgers, and we having a circle, and we having a little seance. But that's the real hard conversation. This is a conversation I don't think so. Sad. Thank you for bringing this up, honestly, because again, this is man in the mirror, woman in the mirror kind of thing. Because it makes us also want to look at our expenditures, our revenues, our debits, credits, liabilities, and all those things. And again, if it doesn't make something coming in, it can't be going out.
Yeah,
no romance without finance. Go ahead, Gabe. But who was that?
Look at Gabe.
Who was that? That was.
We're going to church tonight. So I think what we got to realize too is that it's happening now, especially when we're talking about the live streaming platforms.
Yeah,
is what they're starting to do is they're like, hey, we came out as one thing, and now we have this, and now we have this, and now we have this, and now we have this. And, they're listening to their customers, and they're saying, hey, it would be great if you had, clips that I can use on my Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, or it would be great if I could do, this, and like Descript does this, can you also do this? And so what happens is people start to go, well, I'm already paying for, let me just say Riverside. And now Riverside has social clips that they do after your thing. But then you look at what you test that out and you go, okay, well, can I do anything with these clips? Are they really what I want, out of this? They never were really specialized in it. And okay, none of these softwares pay me any money, so I can speak freely.
I was going to say,
I hope
be
I
careful.
don't get you. I hope I don't. No, I mean, anybody sends me a free shirt, I'm going
I'm
to wear
just
it.
saying, be careful.
No, I
don't
don't.
mess up the
I'm
income coming
going to
in.
speak freely about
Yeah,
about
I
any
love
of
it.
this
Love
this
it,
kind
brother.
of stuff.
Love it.
But like, whatever they do for you that works for you, cool. Then use that. But if somebody else does something, like, pay for that. Like, you have to invest. You're worth investing in that particular platform.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yes, I pay for Descript. Yes, I pay for Ecamm. Yes, I pay for StreamYard. Yes, I pay for Riverside. Yes, I pay for Restream. I pay for all these things.
Yeah.
Why do I do that? Because my clients come to me and they say, can you do this? Can you do this? And can you do this? The answer is yes. I don't say I can't do this because this particular platform doesn't allow me to do that. I don't say that at all. They don't care about the platforms. They just want you to execute for them. And so that's why I do that. And so if you're a creator and you're saying, well, I can't pay for this and I can't pay for this, I can't pay for this, find a way to do whatever you can do and invest in the right things the right way. Shave off like your subscriptions to this, that, and the other. You know what's funny, James, is that we'll pay for Hulu, we'll pay for YouTube TV, we'll pay for Direct TV, we'll pay for Paramount, we'll pay for all of these things and never watch a single show for 3 months on any of those platforms. But then we'll cancel Restream because we can't pay. We can't pair when we need to pair. Like,
Lord have mercy.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Man is picking at the scabs, boy. This man is just God.
Like, start looking at your subscriptions. Come on.
Say it with your chest, boy. Okay, listen. Let's bring this plane in because you starting to get too close and personal.
Man, you keep me on long enough, man.
It's all good. But okay. Let me say this. Let me say this to everyone because we've got some new folks that are in the comments. This is what you get, y'all. This is the conversation that we get here on the Technologist Forum every Thursday. The co-hosts that come on, we bring it, we rise above the noise and give you hopefully something that's actionable, some insights that you can actually use, and we tell it like a TI is. Not always pretty, right? And again, we will challenge brands that we work with, and the fact that I know I'm not under any specific NDA. I'm under NDAs, but I'm not under any specific non-disclosures for. I can't debate or I can't question functionality and things of that nature, right? So you guys know a couple of companies that I work with, but I use multiple products that are in that same genre and that same niche. But I'm not exclusive. That's the word that I was using for. And I think what Chris was saying as well is that would prefer to be that way. I pay for Ecamm as well. I sat down with Katie and we had a few drinks in our hand. We were I forgot what conference we were at. And I was saying, listen, no, I want to continue paying for Ecamm. I will never ask for any concession or anything of that nature because again, I value what I pay for. And I can't be completely objective if not talking negatively to anyone who is, right? I mean, shouts out to you, get that bag or whatever, or if you got it early on when it was on AppSumo and you got the lifetime deal, shouts out to you on that as well. But I still consciously choose to pay for every single application that I use on a day-to-day basis that helps bring revenue into Hicks New Media. Yeah. And that's just me. You can choose to do whatever you want, but that I'm hoping and I'm thinking that gives me credibility when I do talk. When I say something 100%. About right. So want to put that out there as well for folks to think about. What do you got to say, man? Bring it in, Chris, because we're gonna let Erica in because she's over there chomping at the bit. I know she got something she want to say, but Chris, put a bow on your segment there, brother, because you was throwing them out there and I couldn't catch them all. I tried.
Let me talk to the creators in the crowd, and I know that that this show was about AI, the future of AI, and slop, and I think we touched on about 17% of today's show.
Yeah.
But I really want to underline what we talked about earlier, and that is, don't get fearful that you're missing out on this. Like this slop tsunami is flowing in, and it's really easy for us to go, oh man, I missed the announcement about ChatGPT 5.0, and I didn't know that you could do this, and I saw this person doing this, that, or the other. Stay focused on serving the people that you are to serve, that you've been called to serve, and solve their problems with your content. Lean into these platforms, create use cases for these things. Like, don't go in and start playing around and create Yetis and action figures unless that's whatever your thing is. But I think too many people get caught up in this thing and think, oh gosh, I'm going to get replaced. My live video platform is going to get replaced. There's going to be bots. They're going to be doing what I'm going to be doing. If you continue to serve the people that you serve and you create the community around what you do, you're fine. And stop being so fearful of it.
Get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Get out of your own way.
There's that shirt.
Christo made a statement yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. He was on a live stream, and the term "surfing the slop tsunami" came up. I said, "I tell you what, give me 20 minutes. I'll design this shirt."
I didn't even get off the live stream. You had that thing created. I was like, man, you were first to market on that thing. Listen, man. Congratulations.
It's not going to be up there long because it's slightly outside of scope for majority of my merchandise. But we got it.
Can I get that in black?
I didn't do black, brother. But the white is hot. And check out that ash. Ash.
Yeah,
hey,
I don't do what
family
show
fashion. Is that right?
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
There it is right there. I gave you
like
promo code. I gave you promo code discount.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay. Erica, what you got?
Like, talk about knowing your subject and knowing it well.
We're not playing around here. We serious in these digital streets.
Yeah. Okay. How about this? What about a challenge? What about looking through what you already have up on YouTube? What about picking one thing, rolling with it for a month, repurposing it, and trying to sell that? What if you just focus on that one thing or that one playlist and make some blog posts, make some reels, make some social media content out of it? Just one thing for a whole month. Just focus.
I don't think everybody has a website. That's a problem too. But again, that's a pivot. But okay, I like that. Here's a challenge: take 30 days worth of legacy content, repurpose it, and put it back out there in the universe.
Love it.
Yeah, because we were talking about we all had stuff like 5 years worth of content that's probably just sitting there. So what if you focused on that one content that you thought did really well? What if you just put some extra energy behind it?
Wow. That's a good challenge. I'm down to do that. Hey, the month is about to start, y'all. So in September 1st, let's all do that. We're going to commit to that. Erica Bates told us to do it, so we got to do it. She's over there. He's over there writing it down too, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Stone is writing in the journal.
Okay.
We'll come up with a hashtag or something too. I don't know. We'll come up with a hashtag. Do the thing. I don't know.
I'm a fan of using what I have.
Yeah.
I know you guys said pay for the stuff, but I've already paid for stuff and I wasn't using it. And I felt really bad about that because I was telling my husband I was building my business while spending money and not using the stuff. So I got to use what I have. So if we've already put that content and it's just out there, why not use it again? Like, just because you put it out there one time doesn't mean that Facebook or Twitter or whoever puts it out as many times as you thought. Like, they got the right to do what they want.
Yeah, even your biggest fans, or that you think you have, that you think watch every episode, they don't, right? They don't catch everything, right? So yeah, it's a great idea to do. We do that a lot with our audio podcast. We just kind of like, hey, this episode was from 3 years ago, but it was a great episode, still is relevant, right? You talk about evergreen content. You're not covering like news, like put it to the top of your RSS feed. all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got a bunch of downloads from it because, we have new followers since then. And, the people that are already followers that may have listened already, doesn't matter. They're like,
Yeah.
okay, I already listened to that. No, what, I'm moving on. Not a big deal. I
We'll
think
do
it's a
this.
great idea.
Yeah, let's do this. Next time when you guys are on, we'll do an online demo. Actually have us walk through some of the steps of that repurposing exercise. Your tool
Yeah.
of choice, your platform of choice, your LLM of choice, but just walk through of how you go work through the generation of actually this other piece of content. So nothing wrong with regurgitating your own content. Regurgitating, God, Gabe, that's the wrong word, brother.
Man, that made it.
I don't want to do it now.
It's not what it is.
I'm starting to feel a little green around the gills now. I'm a little
goodness,
sick.
Gabe, you got to come up with some. You got to come up with another word. My man over here John is talking about old content is new YouTube money.
Bam.
And he's got a
What?
sticker for that.
Man,
Old
an
content.
hour and 12 into the live stream, and that like the biggest bomb comes from the chat right there. Nice. I love that.
Old content is new YouTube money. You got a sticker, John? I'm about to make a t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Technologist Forum. If you found value in this, let me know. If you did not find value in this, let me know. All right. This is what we do every Thursday. We come on and we have these enlightening conversations above the line, above the noise, and hopefully you get some value out of it. We will be back again next Thursday with our co-host as well. Do all the things like subscribe, share, and we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.